This week at Ohio University, students and faculty were informed Monday by email that the Student Advocacy Program, also known as SAP, is currently terminated until further plans have been implemented.
Our problem is that we had a system set up that was totally dependent on one person's presence. And when that employee left, the ability to offer confidential services left as well.
Without programs like SAP, students are forced to be handled by Title IX, a compressive federal law that prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex in any federally funded education program or activity.
Title IX told me that if I wanted to make a claim and start a court case with this, the court case would be in front of my peers and I would have to see him every time I went to court. And so I claimed anonymity. I claimed anonymously. And basically that allowed them to sweep my case under the rug.
With cases like Nicole's, students are faced with challenging decisions to go public or to remain silenced.
They told me to get in touch with Survivor Advocacy, which I was going to do. I had plans to call them to open my case back up, and now they're closed.
Because SAP has been the only guaranteed service on campus to maintain student confidentiality, students remain fearful that they will be reported if they confide in a professor.
If I never hear about it, then I can't steer that student toward resources. I can't steer that student toward what they need to do to report. They're not going to come to me, most likely, if they feel that this is going to be taken out of their hands.
Nationally, 1 in 6 women and 1 in 33 men have been raped. And as of September 30th, at Ohio University, there have been 9 reported incidents of sexual assault.
These statistics are true. And yes, not a lot of people come forward, but for the ones who do, it's a big deal. And to say that you don't believe that's kind of rude.
Without SAP, many are questioning whom these sexual assault victims can turn to.
So now the only sort of first stop would be counseling psychological services, or they could go to one of the clergy on campus, both Rabbi Danielle LaShaw and Reverend Evan Young, who's over at UCM, United Campus Ministries. They have both made statements on Facebook encouraging people who would find that helpful to come to them.
Students were notified in the email that they will be referred to visit the 3rd floor of the University Counseling and Psychological Services, or the Office of Equity and Civil Rights Compliance that handles Title IX, while university administrators find a new SAP program coordinator.
I absolutely think that this needs to be an open process. I think that one thing that I've been hearing from the peer advocates is that they deeply want to be involved in the search process for the new program coordinator for SAP.
And even with many students facing problems,
and a lot of people who experience sexual assault are diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, depression.
People like Nicole are just waiting for their voice to be heard.
I've learned how to handle it, and I'm becoming an advocate for people like me. Like I said, as soon as Survivor Advocacy opens back, I'm going to go open my case up.
Colin Quigley, WOUB News.